This is Shneaky, and you're listening to the Us Podcast, coming from Southeast Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, fuck it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Us Podcast, Level 2.
Podcast about us.
It's all of us, bro.
And we are here today in La Ciudad de Bell,
Our hometown.
our hometown, our homie town, and we're
Homie
at a new location here in Bell, or not so new, but also still kind of new,
Right.
called Border X here in Bell. We're here with our two homies today. They're going to be talking to us about...
Hello.
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 Okay, I
Kill you
guess,
yet, bro.
okay,
He didn't kill you yet. He was still doing his intro, asshole.
okay, there. I guess my intro's done. Now we have to jump in to fucking who the fuck you are.
You're always ruining
Introduce
everything,
yourselves,
Carlos.
who's? Well, let's start with this man over here, this dapper young man.
So I'm Carlos Canovas. I work here at Border X.
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
yes.
My name is Ryan Perez, but most people call me Shneaky.
Shneaky?
I wear many hats, but for the purpose of this conversation, I am a resident DJ at Border X, and I DJ every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Dude, that's
Hell yeah.
fucking sick.
Do you like that gig?
I love it, man. I spent like most of my life DJing in other places that weren't close to home, so to be able to like be in my backyard and walk Uber home, or like just be able to invite people and be like, hey, it's right down the street, like it's just so fulfilling. And then also to bring like my energy, my talent, you know, my networking to the Southeast LA region, and specifically to Bell, Huntington Park, like where we're at, it's a blessing, you know, and it's something
Yeah.
that I've looked forward to for a long time.
And just so our viewers at home know, both of y'all are from SELA, right?
Correct.
Fuck yeah.
Bell,
Huntington Park,
Huntington
California,
Park, California,
90255 in the house.
represent.
Oh,
I'm actually
shit.
not from Bell.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
sorry. That was.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Dude,
look at me
all right.
assuming
Start over.
his city is
Start
hometown.
over. Start over.
That's pretty toxic of me. Sorry,
I'm from
Carlos.
Southgate.
Southgate.
Yes.
That's where I live.
Surgate?
I'm from Southgate.
El
Hell yeah.
Sur?
That's where I grew up many times after school or ditching school to go smoke
Where'd y'all go to
pot.
school?
Huntington Park High.
I went to Southeast High School.
Southeast
What
High
was
School.
that? Spartans?
Spartans. Well, actually, my graduating class was the
What
Royals
was your-
07s.
We were the Jaguars.
Jaguars. Hell yeah.
Jaguars.
Los Jaguars.
So you went to
Hell
like
yeah.
the new, brand new and improved school?
Yes, I did.
Damn,
I did.
lucky
So
bastard.
Sneaky, you talked about how it's important for you to like DJ in your hometown, and now you work in this place in your hometown. So talk about like, have you seen? I guess. Well, first, can you tell us a little bit about Border X? Like, what the hell is it? For someone that never heard this name before.
So Border X, this is funny because I was actually doing an event today, so I've been saying this exact
He
same
knows the
shit all
fucking-
day.
You know your spiel.
Yeah.
So Border X is a Latino family-owned brewery that was founded on the idea of taking traditional Mexican, Latino roots, flavors, art, culture, and putting it into beer, and to create a space where we can see ourselves, and I mean Latinos, Mexicanos, you know, we can see ourselves represented in the space, the art, and the beers that we drink. Kind of like, you know, not to get too woke, but a kind of decolonization type shit. Even though we're still
Fuck
making
yeah.
German-style beers and shit, like we
Yeah.
haven't made a Mexican-style beer yet, but like, you know,
What would that be?
well, the blood says, I don't know. I feel like they've been doing it since the Egyptian times, so it's kind of, you know, it's kind of hard to like make something new, you know?
Dang, you're learning history on the Us podcast.
It's educational. What did we say?
Like, holy shit.
Well, I do have degrees in history and the study of religion from UC San Diego, so.
Dude,
What-
Who
what?
The fuck, who the fuck is this guy, Carlos? Who did you get like this fucking perfect person for this episode?
I don't
So
know,
yeah,
man.
we started 5 years ago in Barrio Logan, San Diego, right down the street from Chicano Park.
Great.
And in March of this year, 2019, we opened up this tasting room here in Bell, and we've been going hard ever since.
Fuck yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Carlos, how did you get involved with Border X? Because I know, so for people that don't know, I think we both know Carlos, like in bands, musicians.
Yeah, he's
This
been-
dude's
yeah.
been fucking playing.
He's everywhere, dude. This was grinding. So
Yeah.
we've seen him around. We see him at a bunch of shows, and so we get an invite. We came here when none of this was up. It was still just like being developed. I think that they were still painting stuff, and some of our homies, shout out to Ami and Abel, were doing some paintings on the table, some art for the table.
Were the windows already here?
Yeah.
Oh, so
the
you
windows
came a little bit later.
Tiny bit later.
But I remember he was here from the beginning. I'm just like, what are you doing here, Carlos? How did you get involved?
So I got involved in a very, very funny way. So I was touring, of course, with one of the bands I used to play with, La Chamba. Shout out to those guys.
Shouts.
La Chambeats.
It's like 3 shout-outs in the row for La Chamba in 3 episodes.
So I was out with La Chamba. We ended up in San Diego, and our timalero Jimmy recommended this spot that he'd been to before called Border X. So we're like, fuck it, let's go have a few beers. And the owner, David, just happens to be there. And we, start chit-chatting it up, tells the bartenders to, like, all the beers are on the house for us, and, everything's all cool and shit. And then he starts telling us about, hey, I want to open a new location in the city of Bell. And at the time, I was also playing with the Altons. Shout out to the Altons.
Shout out Altons.
Is this one still here? Altons right there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's Gabriel's
speaking
back
of
there.
shouting out the Altons.
Yeah, Gabriel's in the back
If the
studio
camera-
audience right there. Hey, Gabriel, say hi.
Gabe, say what up. Altons shout out. Altons rep.
Yay!
Hell yeah.
That'll probably get edited out, but whatever.
I hope not.
Ooh, it's about us.
Right?
So at the time I was playing with them as well, were like the Altons were pretty much Bell and Maywood based. So I started telling him about how I'm really familiar with the area, and basically from then like we just exchanged information, and since that conversation I kind of started helping him out, doing little projects. I came in here like one of the very first days before anyone else was in here, and I was like sweeping up fucking rat shit and taking trash out of here before it looked anything like this.
Yeah, because this place was like a fucking bakery, right?
Yeah, it was just an abandoned bakery.
It's also
abandoned
abandoned for like
back in the
20
day.
years or something.
Yeah. Like
This
there was
the-
nothing here.
This was the location that was like, yeah, that's just been nothing forever.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So.
And it's always been that, and it's pretty surreal coming here and now being able to see my elementary school just like down the street from this angle. I just it's a new perspective of Bell, metaphorically and physically.
That's how I got involved with the company.
That's cool.
So what do you do?
What are your day-to-days?
Because you help book so Border X also serves as like a space for like musicians and artists.
It's a venue in Bell, which is nuts. No one's really talking about that. That's pretty dope.
Oh no, I'm talking about it all the time. I compare it to I feel like it's this generation's Allen Theater. It's just not there yet,
Yeah.
Well, not enough people are talking about it, I should say.
I like that. Correction.
And who fucking better to pick all these bands than the fucking dude who's been played with fucking everybody?
Pretty much. So, I pretty much wear a lot of hats here, just like Ryan does. We both pretty much try to just give them advice on how things are around the SELA area. I bartend here. I run the sound. I book events. I'm pretty much here to just troubleshoot anything that could go wrong at any time.
Yeah,
I've seen this fool drive a forklift. I've seen him drive a van. I've seen him do
if there's
all
anything
kinds
I've
of
ever
shit.
other than music, it's crazy how hard Carlos goes for this place, which is nice. And I think when I started seeing that, it started making me really appreciate this place more. I'm like, man, if someone from the community can go this hard, it's like there's got to be something to this place. But
And I think
not everybody sees it that way.
I think that's a testament to Border X though, and their philosophy, because they're really about cultivating a culture and being part of the community. They're one of the things that I do is I'm an unofficial community liaison. So I try to make sure that local artists are involved, local artisans, vendors. For the grand opening, I had an Aztec dancing group come through, and they were from Southgate. Try to bring vendors from the area, and they're really perceptive and open to really making this feel like family, and for really trying to have the community involved. So that's why they hire everybody who works here lives in SELA, Bell, Maywood, all the bartenders.
That's
everybody
dope.
who works here is from here. They hired us and believe in us and trust us to bring in the community, and it's part of the ethos of this place, and that's why we go so hard for it.
So then why are so many people so worried about this place? Why? Because I remember when it was just coming out, even my mom was just I don't know if that's a good idea,
Yeah, because people, I think you were saying people were just concerned, obviously, that, like the placement of it. I mean, on the one hand, when you look at an empty abandoned building, you just think, yeah, why not? Why not here? But of course, there's a library.
Yeah, you got a library over there,
There's
a
high school,
over here,
elementary school.
I mean, I think, again, that's just like people misunderstanding the company. Because I think a lot of people were like, oh, it's going to be a bunch of drunk people. Like, there's going to be a party
That's
spot.
what we were here. That's what people were concerned about.
A club, a party. There's going to be drunk people in the streets, pissing, violence, crime. And, like, that's not what they're about. Like, the artists they book and the activities they try to have, loteria, piñata, like arts and crafts, it's really about bringing in like generations. Like one of the earliest conversations I had with David, the CEO, he was like, a perfect day for us is where you have the daughter, the abuela, and the hija all here enjoying a beer or a non-alcoholic drink or like doing an activity, playing loteria. Like that's like always the vision, to have like the generations, like a family-friendly, family community environment. And a lot of people, I mean, it gets lost on a lot of people. And also at the end of the day, like it's a fine line because we do sell alcohol, and that's the business, is to sell beer. And so yeah, like we do want people to drink, but there's an ambiente, you know, like there's a purpose behind it.
Do you think you would ever want to ever convince other people otherwise, or do you even care if people naysay at all?
Well, I mean, I'm biased, right? It's my job to care.
Of course. That's why I'm curious.
I don't know if you can tell. I'm actually like, this is not for show. I'm really an investor. I put in money into it.
You just printed that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of like, I've invested not just money, but like time and energy, and like, I've connected a lot of people to this place. So, I kind of feel like I have a responsibility to make sure that it thrives and it works and that it always drives with the community. And so, like, if I ever hear a naysayer, like, I try to have a conversation with them, you know, and like try to like make them see. Or I think a lot more than conversation, it's action, you know, like,
yeah, absolutely.
We promote events, like we get to book stuff, we get to bring our friends in, like we get to pack this house with like there's people in here that I went to high school with that I haven't seen in 10 years.
Same
and
here, yeah,
every time that I
friends.
come here, it's like that. I run into someone that I haven't seen, or like a homie. Like I come in, like if I come in here and there's not someone I know, it feels weird, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like, it's like our cheers, you know, where everybody knows your name and shit. Like it's like that. I walk in here and I do the theme, where everybody knows and they're all, and it's like, yeah, what's up, hey? And I feel
the first thing you do when you walk in is like, all right, who's here?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
who's here?
exactly. Oh, no one's here? Weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird night. I should go.
Yeah, we didn't have this growing up, and then people before us, our brothers, our sisters, like they didn't have this either. And I think we're in a really cool position.
And yet alcohol was still like a fucking major part.
Well, let's be fair. Brewing and craft beer culture has come a long way and exploded. It's like kind of more like a recent development in LA and on this side, you know. So
We've come a long way from 40s and
yeah.
Four
I used to drink
Locos.
Mickey's for sure. So you know.
Yeah,
I'm still on that
Mickey.
MDs, bro.
MDs.
Fucking MDs.
What about the boonies? No, boonie.
I don't know, but
Jim
damn,
Beam.
that's before my time.
That Taca Vaca?
Y'all are gonna make me throw up right now. Straight.
Well, that's funny. So this goes perfectly into. So we're talking a lot about some fucking real heavy social issues and shit.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No, it's cool, dude. You're
No, we
bringing-
wanted to address it. Like I was explaining to
Yeah.
Carlos before the interview, like I want them to just like, you know, show don't tell. You know, like we can people can go and explain for you for hours, but better why not just hear from the persons
Me and Chris
themselves?
could have gone on Google and been like, gentrification affects 25%. Like,
Ooh, you said the G word, bro.
oh shit.
You can't say that in here.
Hey man, edit
You
that out. Edit
can't
that out.
use that shit. Get that shit out of
Nah,
here.
but since we said it, you know, we might as well address it,
All
right?
we'll do the fun thing later.
I mean, I don't know. The gentrification issue is a touchy one, and it's hard. You never want to be on the wrong side of that shit.
course not.
But at some point, like, only the capitalists are hiring right now, fam. Like, there's like, it's hard.
What do you mean by that? Just for people who are dumb like me? Because I know I did like a damn, you're right, but I didn't know what you meant. If I'm being honest.
It's hard to exist in a capitalist society where you have to sell your labor and work and create wealth, or not even wealth, just like create money to be able to pay stuff and survive. That like at some point you're gonna take part in something, you know, like you're at some point you're a part of like some kind of oppression, right? iPhones have these like precious metals that like, you know, there's like conflict minerals and all this shit. Like, so like on every stage of capitalism, there's oppression, right? So we all take part in it. But like, I feel like right here, this is like that Gente-fication, you know? Like, these are Latinos, these are folks that came from Mexico, they came over here, got educated, and like, were able to get that American dream, quote unquote, and now they're trying to create something dope for people, and like, I fucks with that. And, you know, and I mean, luckily, like, this place does not fall into those conversations. Like, I've worked at places that were boycotted by Defend Boyle Heights, or like where people are like, oh, I know you're performing there, but I can't go see you, like, at that spot. But this doesn't have that. No, yeah.
No one's throwing bricks and shit.
There's no protest. The grand opening, there was no protest. Like, if anything, I think people see this place as like a shining light of what people of color can accomplish with the right opportunities and take, you know, making the right choices, getting the right amount of privilege mixed in with oppression, mixed in with education, like, you know, like,
just a sprinkle of oppression.
You get like, you know, you mix it all good, you mix it up, and you can have fucking Border X right here, no, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Put the lime in the coconut and mix it all up.
We were talking about how, this place there was a lot of contention at first, and we were like, I don't know, man, we're gonna go in there, and I don't know if I'm gonna see my people. But every single time, like you were talking about, you see your homies, you see the community.
I have not seen one white person.
They exist.
Yeah, they
I know they're around. I'm sure they're around. I'm sure they're around.
They're not fucking.
No, but they're not dominating this space. It's
Oh, no,
all
not
just
at
been.
all.
No,
Like,
I mean,
I saw mom helping her daughters with their homework here. Like, that shit was cool.
Yeah.
When did we ever have that before?
One of the owners is white. Let's be real, you know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't make big choices on when it comes to the
I'm not saying it's
or
not.
the-
It's a brown. It should be a brown only thing. I think that's not fair. But I like that it. You know, in the time that it's been here, it's just all been brown centric.
No, and one of the greatest compliments I get is when people walk in here, they feel like they belong here.
Hell yeah.
They feel like it's home, you know? The colors, the smells, the music, the art, like, they relate to it. They see themselves represented on the walls.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, that shit's important, you know? Representation's important. So.
Yeah, we fucking talk about like, and then there's like, there's representation just because it's like hot. It's like a hot topic.
Trendy,
Yeah,
it's trendy or whatever, yeah.
But no, I mean, I can only speak because it's like this place feels genuine to me. You know, like
Yeah,
I think
that's why we want to do an episode here, because I'm like, I feel like this is an important conversation to be had, and what I mean, you can have other platforms to do this, but I think right now, like, I just felt like I would like to use what we're doing, as big as big as it is, you know, just to get that word out there.
Our whole thing is like bringing people together, like
That's why it's called the Us Podcast.
like figuring out like
About
the
all of
circle
us, right? It's not about, like...
Exactly. This fool gets it.
And why,
This fool gets it.
and especially why we dubbed it Level 2 was because, as I was explaining to Angel, Border X feels like Bell's Level 2. It seems to me like we're finally getting taken more seriously than we ever did before.
Honestly, I think the whole SELA region, at least in my experience and all the things that I've been doing here the last couple of years that I've moved back, we're more on the map. People respect us more. We're getting more articles about us.
Fuck yeah.
We're getting more funding. We're getting more grants for artists to do work. You know, like people are noticing that. Oh, we've known because we're from here. There's so much talent, raw energy,
But
like,
also,
so much going on.
It had
here.
to get to this point where I don't think the art has ever been better than it is right now coming out of SELA. Like, it had to get to this.
bro. You need,
Yeah, dude.
you need that. You need
Damn.
that
It's
sprinkle.
been great since like 2010, even before that.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree. I was listening to bands then, but I think now, like, we've hit a point of maturity where we've just been playing on the low for so long.
Yeah.
Finally, people are getting their spotlight.
I think it's like, Carlos, obviously you've been grinding for a fucking long ass time, so it's like you're a rare breed because most people would have given up by now, you know.
And Angel points that out a bunch in the first season.
Where there's all these bands we used to listen to, and they're all fucking dope. And
Let's name them. No, I'm just kidding.
And the
Damn.
only reason, dude, I bet you can.
Here's
It's
what-
like,
the
it's
whole-
like a,
like
it's like a list of people that no one hears about anymore because they're not around, and
we're
they
always like,
yeah.
Throw my band in
what
there.
happened? Throw Chris's band.
Infamous.
Dude, the only reason Chris didn't make it in the band is because he gave up.
Were you a hardcore kid?
Hardcore.
I think I met you before.
I think I met you too, bro.
I
You
used to
look
work at the
familiar.
Allen Theater, and I'm pretty sure you would go to hardcore punk shows there.
Yeah, I would.
Awesome. Great.
I recognize this fool. But anyway,
But yeah, so as I was saying, fucking Carlos, you've been grinding for a long time. The only difference is that you kept at it, where most people are like, this shit's too hard, like, I don't want to do it anymore. Fuck, where was I going with this? I think I just wanted to fucking.
Well, you
This
were
is
talking
the
about the
passion,
art
man.
and like how like
This
it
is
took
not-
all that time underground to
Yeah,
get.
where it took all that time, and now we're finally getting to the point where the talent that we've known has always been there is like fucking
Yeah.
getting recognized, right? And that's why I think it's really cool that you are such a fucking part of this, because
It makes sense.
this is like you're essentially curating.
That's funny. You're not the first to tell me that. People come to the bar and see me bartending. They're like, "Oh, it makes sense that you're here."
Well,
I'm like, cool.
not like
I'm
you
I guess.
belong here, but you. What he said, that you're curating
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like
because of
through
that
your
reason,
knowledge,
yeah.
you're through these artists and through. I mean, what do you I know you handle artists, but do you also handle the art itself too?
Yeah, actually, all these tables.
we'll get some B-roll of these
I
tables going.
handpicked all these people to paint these tables. You know, this is my friend Stephanie Godoy.
Shout
you
out.
know,
And so why is that important to you to get your homies to paint these tables?
because I don't know, I just feel like they're talented. They're talented people. Why not showcase their talent? You know, if I have the platform and opportunity to give someone like a venue to do what they do, why not give it to them?
I'm liking that
You
now.
know?
Like more, I'm seeing that more and more. Just like we have this platform, why not help you?
Yeah, and me that I'm in here, I'm trying to do my best to really bring like the SELA community, you know, into this place so that outsiders could come in and like really see what we can do. You
Fuck
know?
yeah.
Also, like you think about it from the artist perspective. If you're an artist and you want to rent out a gallery, that's money. And then if you're gonna be a guest on someone's show at their gallery, they want a commission for the shit you sell. So like, just to be an artist and have your own art show and have somewhere to put your wall where people are actually gonna see it is a challenge for artists. Like, that might be one of the reasons why you don't even hear about all the artists we have, because there's no walls for them to put their shit up in. Like, and unless they're taggers and they're out there breaking the law and like getting up, you know, like my homie Tetris.
Shout
who
out to
has,
Tetris.
He has a
Shout
table
out
here.
to
Yeah.
Shouts.
He has a table here. He's had his art on display here before, and it's like that homie like literally had to like face jail time and deportation to do his art, and now it gets to be up
Yeah.
here for free, no commission, and have like people,
Just people
like
see it.
yeah, people see it, people know it. Like our one of our beer tenders, her cousin, Pristine Art, had his stuff up here. Dude, he's every time I was here, he sold a piece.
Yeah.
Someone would ask, "Is that piece available?" And they'd go put the sold sign. Like,
You actually get purchases here from
yes,
purchases?
fool,
Holy
yes.
fuck, I didn't
This
know
is
that.
a fucking gallery that
And
you
it all
don't.
goes to the artist.
And no,
We
yeah,
don't keep
Border X
anything.
does not keep any commission.
Fucking sick.
Like they don't have to pay
But
to
y'all
have
didn't
their
know
art
that.
appearance. So yeah, like and that's another thing that like a lot of people misconceptions and like just like kind of naysayers. It's like you talked about it being genuine, right? And that's one thing that I got from David, because me and him have had like hour conversations like on the phone, just like we lose track of time and we're just like brainstorming, and like that's one thing that I always get from him is like real genuine, like I care, I want to do something, how do we, like he'll come up with crazy ideas that don't even make sense just because he's like, I want to help these people out, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
yo David, it's not gonna work at the brewery, bro, like reel it back. Well, actually I told him we couldn't do podcasts here, and now look at us doing
Motherfucker, we
Sorry,
did it.
David.
Number one.
Number one.
Number one always.
Another indicator that this place is fucking genuine as fuck. If you step into the bathrooms, they literally have a thing that says
I do all this.
tag
Tag on
on
our
this,
walls.
don't tag on the walls.
Sorry, not tag on the walls. They have a,
They have,
a
like,
designated
specific-
spot for you to tag
specific
on.
areas to tag.
Now,
And
is
it-
that
and
in
it's-
San Diego?
and-
Fucking weird.
I don't probably
And
I don't know.
That's
I
hard.
didn't go to the bathroom when I was
people
there.
of SELA for actually paying
fucking
attention to
listening,
that,
dude.
listening to us.
Yeah,
I was
people
like, there's
are.
no way this is work.
And it worked.
It works. And not only that, like I've seen fools while I'm taking a piss catch spots, and then they stay up and they get to be up legally in a space again where people come and they see their shit.
See, when I saw that, that felt like something new. Like, let's not demonize this, because this is art. Just don't do it on our walls. Just do it here, fool.
Yeah, it's like if you want to
Pretty
fucking
much.
tag so bad, here you go. Here's a fucking spot, dog.
yeah, and then like it gets buffed every once in a while, and it gets fresh for new artists to do their thing. Like
That's cool. I see
yeah.
that attention to detail, that like to that specific, like I can tell you no other
No,
pale-owned
no,
restaurant would do something of that caliber. Be like, you know what would be cool? If for the
know how-
minorities of our restaurant to have a designated spot. Like, no one would think that.
You know
This
how
was
our
done with
walls are
love.
always getting tagged? What should we
no,
do?
usually other restrooms are like, don't fucking tag here, you fucking stupid fucker. Like
Exactly.
don't put your stupid fucking name right here. Like
And instead, y'all embrace it because you
You know it's a part
it's
of
gonna
what-
happen, dog. Like it's gonna happen. You might as well give them a space to do it instead of
Yeah.
having to paint
yeah,
your
at least they
walls,
have the
like-
option too. You know, that's really cool.
Like it's practical at the same time as being like kind of revolutionary and dope, you know? It's like
Fuck yeah.
keeps it saves on like maintenance costs and shit. Like
Speaking about things that are ingrained in our culture. I want to go back to a thing we started talking about earlier. So
Sorry.
me and Chris are down. Dude, this is fucking super dope. Educational, funny.
Yeah. And just
Level 2, baby.
Level 2. Dude, he's got it.
get it.
I'm gonna
get
do one
it,
too for
get
everybody.
It. Level 2.
All right, so you have a way of explaining these fucking things in just like a very accessible, like, and fun and entertaining way. Like, I think,
Well, thanks. I've never had anybody
Shneaky.
tell me that before. So.
I was listening and I was like, I get everything you're saying. Like nothing's going over my head, and you're saying it and like you're not talking at me. You know, you're talking with me.
Right.
Like I think that's really dope. And
He's
you get-
speaking for you. No, I'm just kidding.
he's like,
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
I would let this dude speak for me. I'll just be
Well, I will be running for mayor now.
like, okay, you're like, I would like this chance to
You probably
officially-
win.
No, this is gonna be that clip they use, like the Donald Trump when he's in the 80s, like I'm gonna run for mayor, like, and then one day when I actually run, they're gonna be like, look at this clip where this fool talked about it in
I will run for
2019.
mayor.
It only took 10 years for him to do it, you know.
So just to make your eventual election campaign
Oh
easier,
my
let's talk
God.
about our first drinks in our
Oh
life.
yeah, so I wanted to talk about this because, like I was saying before, we got cut off. Alcohol has been such a huge part in our community. We all, unfortunately, like started drinking much younger than 21. Sorry. And that's just like fucking.
Unfortunate for who?
Which is like, I don't know. Dude, for nobody. Every man.
My mom probably thought it was unfortunate.
Yeah,
I had a great
yeah.
time, dog.
We did have a good time. So I want us to go
the
around
best.
and just talk about the first time like we drank alcohol or the first time we got drunk, whatever the funniest story is. And I can start. I'll
Go,
start it while
please.
everyone fucking thinks. So
That was like a tweet. The
Yeah.
funniest drinking story. I'll start.
I'll start it right now. I'll start this
A thread.
Thread, yeah,
So-
start the thread.
So if the camera's getting this, my homie John Montijo back there. I give you
Oh
a fucking
shit! Shout!
What up,
John was with me the first time I ever drank alcohol. We were at, dude.
Hey, how long have y'all known each other?
We've known each other for a long time, probably since like 2010, maybe.
Oh, guest storyteller? Wow, it's like some
How do I
Ari
use this
Shafir
thing?
shit right
So-
here.
In case I ever retire to become famous, like this is an audition.
John's taking over.
Here's
So,
the audition.
John,
Nice.
I can't remember.
Hello,
I-
gentlemen.
I can't remember the first time I fucking met you, but I know I met you like around like 2009, 9 or 10.
2010.
2010
We were in
around
Mr.
there.
Benavente's room,
Oh yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
talking to my friend Thomas, and you wouldn't leave us alone.
And so John was there for my first time getting drunk. Veterans Park.
Oh my
that
God.
was that day?
Yeah, that was the
Oh
first.
man, I'm
Veterans
sorry,
Park.
man.
That was the first
I'm
time.
Like,
so
if I would have
sorry.
known that was your first time, I would have went easy on you.
Bro, ew. John
Oh,
was
we would have
there.
gone harder.
George was there. I don't remember.
For sure,
who
you were
else
trying to
was
be cool and being like, oh yeah, I drank before. Yeah, this is no big deal, whatever.
I was like, this is my first time. What should I drink? And they were like, get a Four Loko.
Wow.
That's what you need.
Of course.
Horrible friends. Horrible
I
friends.
got
We
a
love
four,
being shitty people.
I got a Four Loko and an Arizona because I thought like maybe if I mixed them, it would be better.
No.
Fucking was
no.
not.
Four Loko already has like an Arizona in it. Like,
But I didn't fucking know this. So we go to Veterans Park. We hang out like under the fucking things and drinking and stuff. Drank a Four Loko. It was fucking disgusting. I think
It has to be.
I didn't throw up my first time because I didn't even really drink the Four Loko. It was gross and disgusting. But yeah, bro. Thank you for being here for that story, John.
I love hearing that story every time.
He's like, that was your first time? Every time.
Four Locos, cornerstone of life in Bell. Four Locos.
All right, thanks for joining us, John, live at
Highlights.
Border X Bell.
Live.
Mickey's.
The first time I ever drank, it was from my dad's liquor cabinet. I had some of his vodka.
Oh, Mr. Carmona.
What happened?
shit.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was like, what happened? What did I do?
You're just burning yourself.
Yeah,
that's
no, by
all.
myself. Yeah, we stuck me and one of my old homies. We fucking snuck it out of his liquor cabinet, and then we just started like. So what we did is he'd be like, okay, he knows who he is if he's listening. He's like, okay. He's like,
He's like, I'm done.
He's like, let's pour some Coke. He's like, and then just like pour some vodka, and then we'll drink it. He's like, no. He said, let's take shots, and then like let's down it really quick with Coke so that it can go away. So we just kept doing that
Chaser.
all night. Yeah, chaser.
But we didn't know what it was called back then.
I was like, this is a thing we're doing.
Just
It wasn't until we got
just
to
washing it
college that we
away.
found out what it was called.
And I remember we got so drunk that night, we were just walking, like, so around my house, Angel, Justin, and I, and all the homies, whenever we smoke, we're just walking around the neighborhood. That's pretty much what I used to do with him, too. Like, we were just drunk, and we were just like, dude, I'm so fucking trashed. And then I was like, dude, I want to call every girl that I like. every girl's number that I got. So I called those like,
Wow.
hey, I'm drunk. Like, I think you're so fucking pretty. And then like hung up, and then like, hey, it's Chris. The next morning, like the amount of like awkward looks I got was just like,
And that's why they say men are trash. No.
boom, trashed. But yeah, that was fun because I was just like, I want a drunk coffee.
You're like, I
What's gonna come out of my mouth?
Now we're always like, oh shit, I want a drunk call. Take my phone.
yeah.
Please,
Now we
please
know
take it,
better.
dude.
Now we know
Chris
better.
is like, I can't wait to drunk text everybody.
And I had a girlfriend at the time. It just got real.
Are you?
I just got rid.
Just so you know, girl, he was cheating on you the whole time in his mind. In his mind.
Mine
Oh,
doesn't
It wasn't
count.
real. It's in the
Nikki.
mind. Oh.
Oh,
Damn.
Well, since we're
Okay, I'll
doxing
take
people,
it.
Oh,
since
wow.
we're doxing people,
the fucking tea spilled.
don't spill any beer on my tables,
Yeah,
please.
Sorry.
All of a sudden, it's his table.
Oh,
Shit.
Well,
it's not his community
our
table
table.
anymore.
Our
table, man.
It's
We're
our
using
table.
table. It's
Our
your
table.
table too.
You, man.
But don't spill any beer on it.
So I knew what the fuck I want.
Okay, Carlos, go. You're up.
First time. Oh, not the first time I drank, because the first time I drank, I didn't get drunk. I just had like a little sip.
Ew.
But first time I got fucking drunk ever in my fucking life, I was at Southgate Park,
Hell yeah.
and I chugged an MD.
Hell yeah. I went to that tonight.
And honestly, I can't tell you much because I don't remember much of it. All I remember is like being dragged to the park by two of my friends, and I was just like hanging on them.
This
And
is
somehow I woke up at home.
this is an important detail to these stories. How old were you in yours?
Fuck, man. I had to be in like 16.
I think I was 15 when I first started drinking. I was
Nah.
late 15, early 16.
I'm pretty whack. I was probably like 18.
And then you? What's your story?
I'm gonna tell you two stories.
Yeah,
Because one
yeah,
of them's
dude.
funny, and then one of them's
a
like
lesson
more
for real?
legit, more legit. right?
Okay.
So my first like memory, okay, so I was like the youngest, I was in the youngest generation of cousins in my family. So like I had my older brother and like a bunch of cousins that were like his age, you know? So I remember being like 11 or 12 years old and my brother throwing a party at the house when my mom wasn't around, and she knows, so don't trip. Yeah, it's one of those times,
Like,
mom. It's one of
mom
those times.
knows, mom
yeah,
knows.
You know.
No, yeah, it's yeah. We've had talks these days. And I was like a little kid, like yeah, I want to drink, yeah, whatever, you know, like. And these fools are like, and these fools are
takes me
like,
back.
oh, you want to drink, huh? You want to drink? Here's some tequila. So they poured me a shot, and my dumbass like lifts it, and I smell it. And like the smell,
Oh,
like
yeah, it's not pleasant.
I just
You've never smelled it before?
I
Oh,
went and threw up without even drinking. I just threw up. And they were all like, you're not
Little baby.
okay. Yeah,
Little
yeah.
bitch,
They're
as
like,
my
"Why
dad
would you
would say."
smell it? You never smell it, you know. So
It's stupid.
that was like my first experience, right? But like the first time I really like drank, like and I think I was probably like 14. Well, I was in Mexico for
yeah.
my
The motherland.
aunt's wedding. And again, one of my older cousins, who was not even 21 himself, got shit-faced, and I was hanging out with him, and he was like, you should drink with me. And so I started like, you know, and like,
Pounding.
again, I don't really remember the rest of that night, but it was a beautiful wedding, man, you know? Like,
Yeah, dude, your older cousins will be getting you fucked.
If you
up.
can't remember, you know it was good.
yeah,
I like talking about these stories because that's just who we are, bro. Boo. That's who we are.
That's who we are.
That's who we are, boo.
Yeah,
This
girl,
is how we
tell
were
'em.
raised, boo.
Slay, babe, slay.
Slave bitch.
No, but
anyway,
for real,
but yeah,
yeah.
dude, like this is our upbringing. Like this, like it's events like this, experience like this that kind of lead us to places where it's almost like our love for like our temptatious love for drinking has like evolved into this now. Like it's a space where we can do that and create.
Yeah,
And I mean, not only that, you want to like get deep in historical for a second.
Go,
Like
bro.
Yeah, let's
a
do
lot
it.
of
Wake
these
me up.
alcohols and liquors that we drank, they used to be like elixirs for our ancestors. You know, like tequila, mezcal. It had like spiritual, like ritualistic properties. So like, it's inevitable. You know, this shit is from day one. We were like a drinking
fair
culture. You know, so like. Even think about it, like, when do you drink? Celebrations, right?
Yes.
Birthdays, weddings, funerals, it's always like some kind of ritualistic, let's get fucked up, forget our problems, like some kind of like healing type shit, right? So
Oh, I never looked at it that way.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, then people are like, why are you
Well, you
so
probably shouldn't.
why are you so dependent on that shit? It's like,
It's
who gives
because
a
my
fuck?
ancestors been
Yeah,
dependent.
because my
ancestors,
We've been
mama.
blood
Do you
dependent,
not know
man.
the cultural significance of beer? Ugh, I don't know if we can go up. If you don't know this shit.
So
Shit, there's a back page.
this has been a really educational experience.
I'm sorry.
We've learned a lot.
That's fucking great.
No, it's great.
This is for sure the most educational podcast episode. It's been fucking sick.
Like we've mentioned before, Angel's been trying to get me more woke, and with every more woke I get, I just get more terrified of the world around me.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just like, wake up, Chris. He's like, no. What was I talking about? Oh, dude, I was talking about how the fucking repo system and how it's like, it's made to keep the poor people poor by doing like every day you don't take out your car. It's $40 more. So it's like it's only made for people.
Sorry, I don't mean to.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
And so it's made it's made for
Dick.
people. It's made for people that can't afford it to stay poor and shit. And then Chris was just like, holy fuck, and I was explaining, if you had the money, that shit wouldn't affect you, right? So it only affects you if you don't have the money. And then Chris just had this fucking...
It's like I just got charged $105 for having insufficient funds.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
y'all want to charge me because I'm broke? Like, what?
and then if you don't pay it, another 40.
Another
It's like,
fucking, yeah.
Dog, didn't I just tell you? I have negative money.
But they still keep taking.
And they still keep taking.
Or even like bank accounts having like minimum requirements or charging you fees. Is like, you want to take my money because you have my money? Wait, you hold my money so you're going to take some from me? Why
What's
the
up
fuck
with
do I
that,
got to give you
America?
money
What's
then?
up with that?
What's up with
What's up with that? Let's get to the real question that
Yeah,
we've
so
all
the
been
real
building
questions.
up to.
We've had, we're wrapping it up. This has been fucking a whirlwind of emotions, but we have some very important questions that we need to end this topic with.
All right, you guys sitting down? You guys ready for this one?
Stand? Hold on.
Hold on to your hats.
Hold on to your hats. So, you're obviously community leaders in your own regard,
Yes.
I believe. If I'm an 18-year-old SELA kid artist, will you guys be cool and let them hook it up and let them drink here?
No.
Wait. There's a second part to this question.
I want to hear the rest.
There's a second part to this question. What if he looks 21? Or she?
No.
Okay. Legally, I have to say no. But as a person, I think I'm gonna say no as well.
Okay, good.
Dude, fuck it.
That's the answer we needed. Just
you know-
if there wasn't enough reasons to love these guys and to trust their integrity.
Also, the law says they have to look 30 so I don't card
Damn.
them.
Okay, so
you know.
it has to be 30, not 21.
Yeah, if you look
And
30
and non-binary folks.
and you're underage, don't come here.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you heard it here first. If you come here, just say we're friends with the S Podcast. You get a free beer, promised by them.
That is not true either. So
That will not.
We're trying, everybody.
This
We're
shit
really
went from the
trying.
most educational podcast to the one with the most lies in it.
We're trying, ladies
I
and
know what
gents.
you're talking about. That's what I heard.
All right, next question.
But anyway.
No, that's
that
it.
was
Thank you so much, y'all.
Wow.
That was it. I was expecting
Yeah,
more.
I know.
I was like, damn, they're about to go deep
Yeah,
on
like,
it.
I'm down.
No,
Yeah, dude, we went deep. We went way deeper than we were expecting a long time ago.
that's
Sorry.
what I said.
That's good. Thank you, bro.
That's what
Thank
I
you-
always do.
Thank you for keeping the community woke. For both of you holding it down here at Border X.
And knowing your truth too. I like how confident you sound when you answer us about how your take on
It's
this.
not like you're reading a fucking instruction manual that you got when you got hired.
You're just like, company told me to say we love our community. Like it was just from the heart.
Dude, again, like it's experience. Like it's real. It's genuine. Like again, there's always gonna be misconceptions, naysayers in the age of social media. It's hard to know who does things for what purpose, you know. But like most of the cool shit I do, I don't even post. Like, you know, because that's like it's for me, dude, you know. But
You do it for you.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, like I don't know what this place is gonna be. It just opened. We're like we're less than a year old. You know what I mean? Like this place could be a shit show in 5 years and be a horrible place, gentrification all over it. You know? I don't know. But my goal here is to make sure that does not happen. Because for me, this is an opportunity for this region to actually do something dope. You know? And like it's not just here. Like you come here, you play, you rock. You could go to San Diego and play and rock. Like that's how this fool even got in. He was at the San Diego one, you know. So now we have a link
Random.
from community to community, you know. Like now, like now we can start tours. Now we can do like, there's like bigger aspirations and possibilities that can happen with this place. And like, I feel like if people like Carlos and I are not here to nurture it and lead it and be involved in it, there's a chance that's just not gonna happen.
Yep.
Because there's always a chance to like, let's be real, these people are not from here. They're not from LA. They don't live here. Like, we're here during the middle of the week. Like, Carlos mentioned that he talked to the owner, David. And it's because, like, at Barrio Logan, like, that was his first place. Like, he was always there. Even now, like, I'll go there randomly in the middle of the day and he'll be there. Like, and that's like, it's his baby. But we're far over here. So, like, it's kind of up to the people who live here to take an active role in it and, like, kind of lead it and guide it and be the eyes and ears so that they can kind of go in the direction that the people who actually live here will benefit, you know? And that's why we're here. If not, we wouldn't be here, you know? Like, if there was no chance for us to, like, guide the movement, like, there, you know, that we have better shit to do, you know?
I feel you wouldn't be here if you didn't fucking believe in what you were doing.
Exactly.
All right, so
That's a great note to close on.
an even better note to close on, in my opinion, would be if both of you could do me a favor, into this camera, say something to your haters, to the Border X haters. It could be as
Border X haters? All right, cool. Sneaky got haters too. Sneaky got haters.
it could be as G-rated or as rated R as you want. We don't discriminate. Say something.
I don't know, man. All I gotta say is like, don't talk shit until you come here and actually like, you know, experience it and try it out for yourself. That's all I gotta say. That's it.
Hell yeah.
I would say if you're hating on Border X, it's probably because we're not doing something that you wish we were. So instead of talking shit online or to your friends, how about you show up and actually get involved and do some work and put in your opinion so that you too can lead this space in the direction that you want. Because this is the Us podcast and this is like the Us brewery. Like, this is our brewery, this is our spot. Like, this is what we have right now. So if you want to see something here, and just like on a completely side note, I recently talked to David and he literally said, if there's any artists in Southeast LA who are waiting for an opportunity to get involved with Border X, don't wait, show up. Meet the people, get the contact information. You want to curate shows, you want to book artists, you want to bring something special, you want to create an experience. You want to create an experience here in your community, in a space. Bring it. Bring it. Don't talk. Do. Don't talk. Do.
Don't run. Don't walk.
You heard it from Border Patrol themselves.
Fucking
Thank you,
heard
guys.
We are not ICE. Fuck ICE.
Fuck
Fuck
ice.
ice.
Even better way to leave. Fuck
Fuck
ice.
ice.
See you later.
Because even when we lose, all right, we always forget this. The thing we say at the end of our shows is, because even when we lose, we win. Because constantly things happen, events happen to us where it looks like a loss, but if you look at it in a good way, it can actually turn out to be a win. So I like to just to keep the spirit alive of Border X and to bless it, as cheesy as that sounds, with many more years of success and art from the community. Let's say this together.
Let's end that shit.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Because even when we lose, we win. Goodbye.
This has been
Goodbye,
our
everybody.
podcast,
Thank
level
you.
2. Later.
Thank you. Hey, I just want to say thank you guys, man. I appreciate the
pleasure, dude.
opportunity.
Thank you for having us on
Appreciate
here. Of
the
course. Thank you for the
platform.
beer.
Like,
Thank you for letting us fucking use
I
this.
appreciate you letting me rant and hog the mic and shit. My
Dude,
bad.
thank you for giving your time.
You spit some fucking fire.
Hell yeah.
Thank
And
you.
thanks to your podcast for letting us borrow you. Appreciate you. Good night,
Follow me.
everybody.
Official
Cheers.
Sneaky online.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris. Thanks for listening to another fucking awesome episode of the Us Podcast.
Level 2.
If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow at the Chris Carmona.
You can follow me at Angel I Salinas _
Make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram at Us Podcast and check out our YouTube channels because we really need that support from y'all right now.
Listen to us on Spotify. Listen to us on Apple Music. Listen to us on Stitcher. Literally anywhere you can get your podcast.
You literally have no fucking excuse not to listen to us. Bitch.
Whoa!
I'm back, baby! Just kidding. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Oh, thanks, y'all.
Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.